So the Galaxy A55 5G is now available from Samsung, but there's quite a few other options out there. Today we're seeing how it compares to the Pixel 8 to see which is the better option. So let's go ahead and get started. Pricing on these two might be a little misleading. The A55 is just under $450, where the Pixel is currently on sale for $549, normally $699, but it's usually on sale for quite a bit less. The downside is the Galaxy A55 is not available in the United States yet, and it sounds like it might stay that way, so you'd have to get the international version, which may or may not work with your carrier. Storage options for the A55 is 128 or 256 gigabytes, and it's got 6, 8, or even 12 gigabytes of RAM, depending on which storage option you go with, versus 8 gigabytes of RAM with the Pixel 8, and you have the option of 128 or 256 gigabytes of storage. The screen sizes are going to be a little bit different. You've got a 6.2 inch OLED display with 1080 by 2400 resolution on the Pixel versus a larger 6.6 inch Super AMOLED display with 1080 by 2340 resolution on the Galaxy A55. And both have up to 120 Hz refresh rate. They both look really good in person when you're looking straight at them, but the Pixel looks a little brighter and has a little better viewing angles when compared to the A55, and they both have a fingerprint scanner right on the front of the screen, but the A55 seems to be a little more reliable in my use, although it does seem a little lower than I think it should be. The Pixel actually feels like one of the few smaller phones out there, but they both have really nice build quality. The Galaxy phone is more boxy on the edges versus more curved or rounded on the Pixel 8. When it comes to the battery, you get a little larger 5000 milliamp hour in the Galaxy A55 versus 4575 milliamp hour for the Pixel 8. And in my typical battery drain test, the Galaxy A55 lasted about 14 hours versus only about 10.5 for the Pixel 8. You also get 25 watt charging for the Galaxy A55 versus 18 watt for the Pixel 8. One advantage for the Pixel 8 is you do have wireless charging, where you don't have that option with the Galaxy A55. So if you want the phone with better battery life, I would probably go with the Galaxy A55. Software wise, things are going to be a little different between these two, even though they're both on Android 14 as of this video. It may come down to personal preference on which has the better software. I actually like things about both, but I feel like Samsung has a few extras, like the Edge panel over on the side. You've got the option of Google Discover or Samsung Free left of the home screen, and I feel like it's easier to connect to external drives to get files off of the phone with Samsung versus Pixel phones. With the Galaxy A55, you get 4 years software updates, but if you plan on keeping your phone even longer, the Pixel 8 is now offering 7 years of software updates. Even if you upgrade your phone more often than that, I feel like you could sell or give the Pixel to someone else with plenty of life left on it. Performance-wise, you get the Tensor G3 processor in the Pixel 8 versus an Exynos 1480 in the Galaxy A55. The Pixel is going to be a little more powerful in both single and multi-core scores and GPU score as well. Gaming is going to be a little better on the Pixel as well, but I feel like they're fairly close for the most part. I think both are going to be powerful enough to do some multitasking or whatever you would need to do, but if you want the phone with a little better performance, I would go with the Pixel 8. I don't think either phone has the loudest speakers out there, but they're really close in person, so it's probably a toss-up to me on which one sounds better. Here's a quick sample of each, just to give you an idea of what they sound like. Now, when it comes to the cameras, I feel like it's pretty tough to beat Pixel phones for photos, and typically Samsung does a better job when it comes to video. Although these two are fairly close, you get a 50 megapixel lens on the back of both and a 12 megapixel ultra wide for both phones as well. You get a 50 megapixel lens on the back of both, along with a 12 megapixel ultra wide, but you get an extra 5 megapixel macro lens on the Galaxy A55, then a 10.5 megapixel on the front of the Pixel versus 32 megapixels on the Galaxy A55. You can also shoot up to 4K resolution for video recording on both, but you get 60 frames per second on the Pixel versus 30 frames per second on the Galaxy. I feel like it's fairly close between these two, but I probably prefer the Pixel slightly more, and I feel like it handles low light situations a little better. I don't think you can go wrong with either of these phones, and I feel like they're pretty good options for the price, but I think there's a couple things that might sway you towards one over the other if you like phones, tablets, and other tech. I've got quite a few more things I'm working on, so you'll want to keep an eye out for those upcoming videos. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.